Wow, how did it get to be the last week in May? Normally at this time of year, we would have had a couple of months of really productive work, and we're just beginning to ease ourselves into the summer. But this year, things feel completely uncomfortable. We haven't had the routine in order to create the rhythm that we're used to. And you'd be completely forgiven if you feel like today could equally be the 15th of February as it could be the 30th of October. The days have just blended into each other. Weekends, what are they? They have no distinction between the other days of our week. So now's a great time coming into June for us to actually revisit something we did way back in December and January. And that was think about our 2020 goals. Now, if you've been following the Tilt the Future site, you probably played along and helped develop a set of goals that you could see for yourself for 2020 and for the 20s decade. Well, hey, like the rest of you, my goals are completely gone astray. Everything has been upended. So what do you do now? I don't know if you recall, but coming into January, I also talked about something called a tilt date. It is a concept that helps you course correct right through the year so that you can stay on top of your goals, stay on schedule, and course correct as you need, incorporating other signals, incorporating new ideas out there. Well, isn't this the perfect time to have a tilt date with yourself? If you pull back that set of goals from January, have a look at them. I'm willing to bet that many of them no longer apply, either because economically or societally, you cannot meet them. On the other hand, there are going to be some goals I'm willing to bet that had a slightly longer time horizon. Let's focus on those, because you are the same person with the same dreams. It could be that your goal was to stretch for a different degree, possibly try out for a master's degree or a PhD. Or if you are already in a career, it could have been about aiming for a promotion. Or it could be a life goal, something about meeting the right life partner, or possibly buying a house. Well, have those goals really changed? Has this crisis interrupted those visions you had for yourself? I would quite agree with you that the tools you had in place, the tools you had in mind, are most likely not going to apply anymore. It's kind of the difference between thinking that you're going to get there on the highway, and now suddenly there's a huge accident and the highway is blocked. Well, if you still have the same destination in mind, maybe you're now on the scenic route. You got to take things a little slower, but possibly the view's better. Or you might have been thrown onto a dirt track. Maybe you don't even have access to your car and you've got to go it on foot. It's going to be a little more challenging. The train's going to not be the same as you'd planned. But if your destination is still in mind, we can figure out different ways to get you there. So I invite you in this week to spend a little bit of time with yourself. Pull back those goals. Have a really intent look at them. And let's see if you can tilt the future by tilting some of your goals, understanding what new tools you may have to bring on board in order to meet them, and have a look around at how you're going to change your time horizon, your deadline for getting there, what other communities or resources you can access to be able to give you the same end result. Now, we've talked about goals being extended in deadline, but let's just take that promotion one. It could be something you plan for yourself 3 years from now. And now, given the current state of affairs, it could be within your reach in the next 6 months. Have a look at that. You could probably use this time to upskill, to add something to your portfolio of skills that will actually get you to that goal faster rather than slower. So all of these are possibilities. They all involve you taking a step back, having faith in yourself, reminding yourself of who you want to be in a few years' time, and figuring out a different way of getting there. So I'm Karina D'Souza. I run Tilt the Future, and I can help you figure out some mindset adjustments that might help you get to the same place. I hope you're going to play along. I hope you will take this time to look at your goals. And if you do, please either DM me or leave a comment below and let us know one goal that actually stayed on your list and that 2020 ended up not being that sinkhole of forgotten dreams, but actually gave birth to some new ones. I look forward to staying in touch with you. Until the next time. Bye.